Je suis des sordes, je suis des sordes. Glenn est mort, Glenn est mort. Abraham aussi mort. Je suis des sordes. Oh, my French sucks. Welcome to the 51st Daily Night TDK, The Talking Dead. Oh, wow. TDK, no. Never mind. I'm going to talk about the Walking Dead Season 7 premiere that everybody else has talked about already, so you probably don't care to listen to me anyway. But I'm going to talk about it because I need to get it off my man boobs. So I'm wearing my Glenn shirt. Look, I designed it myself about a year ago, and we've been trying to figure out how to print it in one color, and we're getting close to it. But spoiler, Glenn is dead. To tell you the truth, after I saw the episode, I and the funny thing is I already read the spoilers because I did not want to. I don't know why. I just didn't want to not know who was dead. And before I wanted to know who died before I watched it, and I'm kind of glad that I read the advance reports on who died because it prepared me sort of. And then when I watched it, I was still messed up to the point where I swear to God, when I watched it initially, I thought I will never watch The Walking Dead again. It's not that they brought it too far, but it felt like they killed hope for me. It's like, oh, why even bother? It's like, Glenn is dead. And then I watched it, and I even turned it off right after the episode ended, and The Talking Dead with Chris Hardwick comes on, and he comes on. I'm going, I don't care. They're trying to capitalize on this terrible thing. And then so I turned off the TV, but I had a DVR still. I record everything, so just in case I do something stupid and then I regret it, and then I wind up wanting to watch it again, I usually DVR everything, just record it, and then when I come to my senses, I turn it back on. So I have sometimes erased something and then regretted it like I'm a dumbass. So this time I didn't erase it, and then I went back to it, watched The Talking Dead, and it kind of made me feel better. It was like giving a kid a lollipop after he visited the doctor, They're all crying, oh, Glenn and Abraham were dead, and they're all messed up, and what will happen to, Glenn's baby, Junior Glenn, is she going to miscarriage? And they're all messed up. And then the Talking Dead comes on, and it was nice. It was actually... I highly recommend, if you didn't get to watch The Talking Dead with Chris Hardwick, he brought on the whole crew after the episode ended and The Talking Dead came on. He brought out the whole crew, including Negan. So I think showing Negan to the fans kind of made it okay to the point where you realize it's a work of fiction and you shouldn't worry about it like you should other stuff that's more real stuff in the world, like you read in the newspapers. This is art. It's fiction. It's art. It has some great storylines. It's so good it makes you believe that it's real, but it's art. Thank God, because I would be really messed up if I, experienced this in real life. And the weird thing is, besides the whole zombie part, this shit happens in real life somewhere out there, yeah. So, okay. And to top it off, I'm starting to come down with a cold or a flu or fighting a cold. I don't know what it is. I got yeah. And And I had to attend a wedding, my aunt and uncle's 50th wedding anniversary, and they had a renewal of vows all day Sunday, and then it rained in freaking Southern California. It never rains in Southern California. If you watch The Talking Dead, you'll see it. They did the whole episode, the show in the rain at the Hollywood Cemetery, and so I'm coming down with a cold. I had a really stressful week beforehand, and then this happens, and then I'm going. Oh yeah, I'm all done with the family obligation. I'm gonna go home and click watch some TV and relax. Idiot. So, spoiler. Hopefully you know it's a spoiler. Abraham gets his head bashed in after saying, suck my nuts, which is cool. That's awesome. It's the way they died. Both of them died. It was perfect. And they said this on all the reviews already. As Abraham died basically on his feet instead of on his knees. He never crouched or bowed. And then Glenn died trying, and he was actually looking out for everybody else. So, but that last part, oh my, okay, if you've seen Tombstone with I guess I'm doing this because somebody in the news right now is doing a lot of this stuff. I don't want, okay, I'm gonna do it with the left hand. If you watch Tombstone with Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer, there's a scene where near the end of the movie where they do a shootout, and then he shoots the guy in the head, and it was Michael Biehn, the Terminator 2. Was that him? Yeah. No. It was Reese from Terminator, and he started coughing like, and that scene with Glenn totally reminded me of the Tombstone scene, and either of them I hate watching because I've never seen that in real life, but I assume it looks like that when that happens, when when your brain gets immediately stopped. The lines get crossed, or don't even want to think about it. But how Glenn died was so felt realistic enough and helpless, but I realized they needed that. They needed this whole thing. They needed it to happen that way, just to show you how good Negan is in terms of strategy. Now, the more distance I got from that Sunday night, which is right now it's Monday night, the more I thought about Negan, his strategy, which is it totally makes sense what he did. If you're gonna do what he did to get the outcome of what he needed to do, number one, it's like the Sun Tzu art of war. When you're fighting an opponent, you try to get as much advantage over that opponent, however way you can. So the first one is you kill the muscle, kill the strong person, kill whoever's in the lead, who's the strong guy, kill him, and that was Abraham. Number two, you kill the people's hope or their catalyst, their spark, which is Glenn. You kill the hope, you kill the spark, and then number three, number three, imprison the wild card, the guy, the unstable one. That would be Wolverine in terms of the X-Men, and Wolverine to me is what Daryl is to the Walking Dead group. So you put Daryl in the van and you take him hostage, and then during this whole thing you confuse and brainwash the leader, which is Rick. So that's basically what Negan did. He made Rick confused. He made Rick to the point where Rick believes that Negan is the leader. Now, who knows, because they showed some scenes from next week's episode where Rick just tells the people, you got to follow Negan. I give up my leadership. But I wonder, now keep in mind, Carol and Morgan, they aren't part of this yet. And you know what Carol and Morgan can do. So I'm wondering if there's something waiting for Negan. I hope no more people die for a while, please. You guys have felt all the emotions. You've probably seen the episode at least once. I will probably never watch that episode again. I didn't watch it a second time. I don't want to watch it a second time. I got everything that I needed from it by single watching. And but the Talking Dead, I totally needed that the show after with Chris Hardwick. And it rained at the Hollywood Cemetery at amazing timing, even though everybody got wet. And I liked how they brought out Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan to end the show. Oh, I'm sweating. I don't have the AC on, and it wasn't actually warm today, but okay. Be that as it may, when they brought Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan out at the very final one, and he got a hug from everybody, it's like, okay, we're done with the Shakespeare play, and we are now stepping away from the stage, and we're going back to real life where these actors were in a play, and now they are just people again. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan, from what I've seen, he's a tall, imposing guy, and he's played a lot of bad guys in movies. But when I've seen him in interviews, he's the nicest, kindest, gentlest person. So, it was nice to see that, and it was kind of comforting for me. I wasn't the part of me that likes fiction, that likes to immerse myself into the story, is still traumatized. But the realist in me, the one that sees behind the scenes, the special effects shots, that's another thing. In the Talking Dead, they showed behind the scenes of Abraham and Glenn wearing their death masks, I'm going to call it. And it looked goofy. It looked like, who is that one from the Goonies? The monster guy from the Goonies. It reminded me of him because he had the one eye kind of wonky. So it was nice to see that, behind the scenes. I think that's why, if you love film, I think it's a good balance for you to also know what goes behind the scenes. That way you can separate fact from fiction. You kind of, you can appreciate the art for what it is instead of just losing yourself in this fictional world, which is, it's nice for a moment, but you have to be able to step back. I'm preaching, though. I shouldn't say that, but at least for me, it keeps, it helps with my perspective, So there's more important things in the world, like real people suffering. So speaking of which, I hope I have a little bit more time. I'm just going to talk about, we're still doing the fundraiser for Tryne, our kitty cat, rescue kitty cat, who's in trouble, having breathing problems. We need to get a tests done for her to find out what's wrong with her, and it's going to cost some money. And we have a fundraiser. You can go to thedailynight.net, thedailynight.net / GoFundMe, the GoFundMe fund. And I'll put up a graphic, and I'm gonna, I'll put up the graphic while I read the description for Save Tryne's Life, the GoFundMe fundraiser. Many of you know us, Making Biscuits Cat Rescue. We're a 501c3 charity, and we love our kitties. We have a kitty resident, Tryne, who is in dire need of special veterinary care. She's been to the regular vet 3 times for x-rays and antibiotics and a bronchial dilator without getting a formal answer for her breathing difficulties. The antibiotics don't seem to be helping anymore. She needs what's called a bronchial lavage so the doctor can test the mucus in her lungs. But it's a very expensive procedure for a rescue. She's really suffering, as you can see in the video. I'm afraid if we don't come up with funds soon, she may die. And I'm not kidding. She's lost weight, and she's suffering, you can tell. She's 6 years old and doesn't deserve this. Thank you for taking the time to read this. Please donate so we can help her. Our veterinary fund is completely depleted. And so I posted links, thedailynight.net / GoFundMe. It'll take you straight to her donation page, whatever you can donate. Some people are donating $3, $5, $25. A couple of people. It all depends on where you are in the world. If you just inherited from your uncle, then, giving up $50 is not even going to make you blink. But if you're a college student, you're struggling, $5 is going to hurt you. So donate what you can. Another way to support us is order stuff from geekswag.me. It's on the website. We're trying to get this Glenn shirt on the website. We're trying to figure out how to do a one color process. So hang tight. Thank you. I'm trying to keep this under 15 minutes before the DSLR limit runs out. But yeah, that's my quick review of the Walking Dead. God bless. Rest in peace, Glenn. Rest in peace, Abraham. But Stephen Yun and what's the Abraham guy's name? I forget. But he's awesome. He's in everything. Maybe he'll be Cable. So okay, that's it. I'll talk to you next time for the Daily Night. This is Gerardo San Diego. You can find me at thedailynight.net. Thedailynight with a K.net. Until next time, may the force be with you. Thank you very much.